All right, so it's okay. So, so generally AI has been along for a long time. It's nothing new, right? So basic AI is, let's say you like to play chess. Maybe you like to play chess. And many of the laptops and computers today come with a programmed chess game. So the chess on the computer corresponds to rule-based. If you enter A, it will say B automatically. So it's traditional AI is rule-based. I do A, it will give me B. If I give B, it will give C. So it can only do what it has been input. It can only do what is programmed. So if you go to an airline or computer service, they will have traditional AI. So you ask, for example, how much luggage can I bring on the flight? It will tell you. But it would ask you something else, it can't tell you because it hasn't been programmed. So it's very, very basic, just like chess. Now, Gen AI that we use for ChatGPT and multimodality is a little bit different. This one has been trained on large training data sets. We're talking about multiple millions of documents, could be videos, emails, to generate the output. It can think by itself. So if AI is rule-based, traditional, this one is imaginary. So I have a friend, have an imaginary friend. And I asked the friend, I would like to create a story. And this friend make up the story for me with a plot, with a character, with a thrilling conclusion. And it can include images, audio, and video all by itself. It's not rule-based. So that is the two differences. This one creates by itself. Traditional AI cannot create, it can only respond. So today we're going to look mainly at how we could use Gen AI tools. And that's quite exciting, I think. All right, so let's see. So first I thought, because I want to tweak it a little bit. So if you could, I'll go here. And I have to share the screen for this one. If you could just do me, because so many are joining on Zoom as well. If you could go to menti.com, use the code, or you can scan the QR code and just let me know what is your favorite AI tools. Because I think that's quite good. So Perplexity comes up, that's good. I think we have a lot of people on Zoom and they can also join. So everyone is participating. Because we have 89. So you like Perplexity. What other tools do you use? It could be ChatGPT, Quillbolt AI is good. Claude AI, people like to use. Midjourney is good. Gemini comes up. ChatGPT so far is the winner. Right? Good stuff. Yes. The thing is good. Let me see. Monica is coming up, Quillbolt, ChatGPT. So it's quite the traditional, if I think about the traditional Gen AI tools that we're using. Give it a few more minutes. Grammarly comes up, right? So Grammarly traditionally was traditional AI, but now has turned to Gen AI tools, right? All right, so it seems mostly using them for writing things, except this is Midjourney is for images, websites. I think it's good. So this is good. So it tells me a little bit what tools you're using. So I can introduce a little bit different tools. We don't have to do the same. All right, so thank you so much. That's good. So let's do one more. Give me a second. Now, let's do one more, the same code before we move on. Now, why are you using AI tools? Why are you using AI tools? Maybe you don't like to use it, that's okay. But if you're using AI tools, I put down 10 reasons. And if you use the same Mentimeter as before, you can just rank them. Do you like to use AI tools for teaching and learning because instant feedback for the learners? You think they can check their writing? Do you like to use it for perhaps listening and speaking practice? Is that a good one? Do you like to know data-driven insight? What questions students struggle with, for example? Do you think as a teacher perhaps is time-saving to use it? We have differential learning needs coming up. Do we like to use it because students can practice 24/7? They can never rest. They shouldn't rest. They should be busy, right? So, or some of us might like interactive learning environment, right? We can do role plays. We can do scenarios. So it seems like so far, many of us kind of put differential learning needs, right? We can tailor a lot of interesting worksheets, assessment for them and things like that. A few said others. So I think this is good. Yeah. Enhanced listening. Oh yeah, so enhanced listening and speaking. Maybe we think that AI is not so good for listening and speaking practice. As teachers, maybe time saving. So I think it's quite interesting why we use AI tools, to be honest. I think for me, I also think could be time saving to do a worksheet. And I also think differential learning is good, instant feedback. So all of them are equally good. It's hard to say one is better than the other, but I think it's a good insight before we get going. All right, brilliant. So everyone has to, good. And then I'm going to stop sharing for a little bit and go back to my presentation slides. This one. Zoom. Sorry, guys, I have to switch between this computer. All right, so we talked about this one already. All right, so today I thought I would show you a few tools. These are some of the tools we will cover a little bit later in the practical session. So today I won't see much time. I want to cover Misu with you. Misu is you can create your own chatbot with your learners. It's completely free, very easy, super good. Magic School has a lot of good, interesting suites. It's not free, but the free version is still good. How great it is. And for teachers, if you want to do worksheets, PowerPoint, this is really good. And then you have obviously the tweet perspective. We're going to cover a lot of different tools. And then if you're interested in more modality, towards the end, I can show you how we can do PowerPoint, websites, videos with one click or do debate. So a lot of cool tools will be covered. Maybe it's not for me. Okay. All right, so language teaching in Gen AI. So we do just the last Mentimeter, I promise you. As teachers, what do you think is the biggest challenge for teachers and students? Don't worry, it's the last word cloud, then we go on to it. So I guess 2 years ago, we didn't have this issue, right? We were perfectly happy. You know, we didn't have an issue. But today, what is the challenge? Is it, are we afraid that students are relying too much on it, over reliance? They don't think by themselves. There's no critical thinking. Or maybe some teachers are getting lazy and just having AI generate their lessons, not thinking about it, right? But what do we think? What could be some of the biggest challenges? Any ideas? Okay, students depend. Yes, I think plagiarism comes up a lot, right? I'm afraid that too. Sometimes my students hand in assignments. I'm thinking, wow, you write better than me, right? It's really awesome. So that's good. We think the interactive class could be good. Yes, maybe not interactive. No creativity, right? It could be also a bit worrying. And we have student engagement, right? So forth. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. I like this one. This is good. Lazy students. Yes. Or maybe lazy teachers too. Yeah. Confidence. I think confidence could be both positive and negative. Some students are more confident because they can check their work, pronunciation, and their writing. Academic misconduct, yes. Let's just kick them out from the university. Yeah. So I think this is good. I think we can work with this for the next couple hours. This is good. Spelling issue. Okay. Students might forget how to spell. I think so. Disruptive class. I think passive students could be both, depending on how we use it. Students might become more active than passive, depending on how we use it, right? Again, less active class. Yeah, good. Well, it's a good start. Let me see. Then I will do a little bit more talking. There. This one. All right, so we have found that actually we as teachers have the transformative potential. By that I mean, as teachers, aren't we the role models? Aren't we the digital role models for students, right? If we don't know how to use it in a way, then we can't model it for the students. So actually, using it to prevent academic misconduct, to prevent the magic with AI. So the research show in a way that if we use it very well, then the students will have a high uptake. If we can be a good role model, students can do so as well. But for teachers, technically means, do we have the AI literacy? Do we have the competencies? Because many teaching programs today do not include AI courses for teachers. So that means as language teachers or teachers, we kind of have to change, right? We have to capitalize on technology. We have to figure out how to use it in our courses. I can give, for my example, in Hong Kong, they're rolling out a program that all courses should use it. All courses should have some kind of AI tools in them. So we have to use it. So that means we're completely changing how we're doing it. Now, by that, I don't really mean we should have a robot teaching, right? I don't think that's good. But I think we can incorporate some tools because the students are using it outside the classroom. So we should use it too in a responsible manner. All right, so some of you in the work cloud, you talked about over-reliance. We talked about already, right? In the work cloud, you said, and research shows too, that students now are relying too much on AI tools. Is their go-to. They don't brainstorm, take out a pen and brainstorm. They just go to ChatGPT, plug in the words, right? They skip several steps. And because it skips several steps, and because ChatGPT is so natural, some of them don't even think it's plagiarism. There's studies that show that if they take something from ChatGPT, some students think it's really okay. It's not plagiarism because I used it. But we have to keep in mind that, remember, Gen AI has been trained on massive data sets. So Gen AI tools like ChatGPT can be very biased. And they can be very stereotypical, meaning what they give, the answers might not be culturally relevant or culturally correct. We have to inform the students the output of ChatGPT can be incorrect, it can be biased based on the training data we have fed into the Gen AI. And many times, it's not many times, but sometimes it's not even accurate. I think we all have found stuff that's inaccurate, right? But students, they don't know it's inaccurate. No one's told them. They think it's great. They plug it out, comes out, but it could give the wrong fact. In one of my papers, we did a grammar, and we found that the grammar response, or that we asked what is relative clause or something like that, and the answer it gave us was incorrect. So if students go and they plug something in, then they will get the wrong response sometimes. And also, is it really copyright protected? Can I use it? Because the training data comes from somewhere. So we have a lot of challenges as teachers. But I think online and in this room, maybe we have used it to write lesson plans. ChatGPT, other tools, great for lesson plans. Maybe we have used it to create worksheets. Did that, why is it not me, question well. Some of us might have used it to give feedback, right? Some of you might have plugged in a student writing to a chatbot and asked to give feedback. Maybe not ethical, but maybe we have done so to save time. So we add the student's essay into it and we say, please give me feedback or something. Some of us might have asked it to practice the English as a conversational partner, expert, or peer tutor, right? So we all have used the tools in this way, some better than others. So today we're going to look at some tools where we can do all of these things and to actually help us practice. Is it too fast? It's okay. Because usually I can talk for hours. Sorry. It's an occupational hazard. Now, so since I'm teaching pre-in-service teachers, just briefly mention this. We have found that many teacher educating programs like Bachelor of Education and so forth, these programs struggle with preparing teachers to teach. That is because many times these teaching education programs, the teachers themselves are underprepared. They haven't kept up with the time. So they might still be teaching how to do a blog, how to do a Mentimeter. That's all good, right? Nothing wrong. But as we're moving into the future, the teacher educators have not kept up, so they're lacking the competence how to use it. And my own university in Hong Kong, we kind of also lack the infrastructure. We don't have enough laptops, we don't have enough computers, we don't have enough software. That's realistic too, right? So we're missing it. So from teacher educators, it's a lot of things we have to do. We have to make sure we have AI competence. We have to make sure we have software, hardware, and we have to make sure we can tailor our lessons to using AI so there's no mismatch. So this is really what we're missing to prepare the next generation of teachers. So, quick framework that myself and my colleagues came up with. So in this framework, we kind of propose that teachers should have 5 things. We propose that teachers should have Gen AI technological proficiency. That means that teachers should know how to use a variety of tools. So the competence means being familiar with 5, 10, 15 tools, not just ChatGPT, Gemini, Quillbot. The competence must be there. Because if we have the competence, then I can choose the best one. And we also find, or we propose, that there needs to be a pedagogical understanding how to use the tools for English language learning. Now, in the original word clouds, many of you put ChatGPT, but there are many other tools. So by having a proficiency, then I can pick the tools from a grammar lesson, from a listening lesson, from a linguistic lesson. So I must be able to have these tools. So example, for my IT course at my university, everyone has to learn 20 tools, proficiency in 20 tools beyond ChatGPT. And based on that, then we can pick grammar, listening, speaking, debate. There must be proficiency. And then I think as we're moving forward, teachers should also have this one, professional work. How I can use it for lesson planning, how I can use it for feedback, because many of you said time saving is why I like to use it. So how can I use it? And as we're doing this, maybe we also have to consider a little bit what is the ethical use? What is the risk and well-being of using Gen AI? I think lack of creativity, that many of you said, lack of critical thinking, to be honest, I think is an issue. They just plug it in. But as we're getting proficiency, we can prepare teachers for a Gen AI world. It's not going away. Every day there's new tools. We have to prepare. So taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 together, we can prepare then the next generation of teachers. And this is how we kind of look at the proficiency. So that's why I prepared so many tools for today. Just quickly, how can we do so? Well, today we're doing some hands-on. I really believe hands-on is the way to do it. I think that's the best way to try, because we try different tools, and let's be honest, some tools might not work for you. That's okay. But if we don't try, we never find out. So I think trying is what we do. I also feel like something, don't know about in Thailand, but in Hong Kong, we used to have a lot more learning communities before COVID. We met up. But somehow after COVID, people stopped meeting. Everything was online. So I think having monthly meetings, people get together, they just talk, they share, they play with a tool and share experiences. I think by playing, we can learn. We also found a little bit that actually there is lack of open dialogue between the university, teachers, and students. So my university now, the faculty decided you need to use AI. That's great. No training sessions, nothing. You have to use it. So there's this feedback session, it's lacking. We're pushing it, but lack of training. So we feel like there should be feedback session, what works, what doesn't work. Teachers and students get together and say, how did you find Misu, Magic School, Gamma? Did it work for you? find out what works. And then both for teachers and students, they need to understand if they plug something into ChatGPT, it's not private. So it will take what you plug in for future training data. If you plug in students' work, technically you're breaching the agreement with the students. Students also have to know the bias and the accuracy of what's coming out. So we then propose that AI toolkit should be available for teachers in faculties and departments, where there's a person they can get AI assistance from, they can learn about the different tools, and they can find out how to use it, something like that. So a toolkit based on the needs of the teachers and the students should kind of be available in the department. So this is the practical implications of preparing teachers. So hands-on is great. Sharing experience is great. Don't forget to ask students what works, ask teachers what works, and try to match it with university's agreement. Don't forget to say, hey, you're using it, but because you're using it, you're sharing it. It's not yours anymore. The privacy isn't there. And then have adaptable learning pathways with tools that every teacher can use in the department. All right, let's see. All right, so quick example. This is a grammar course. It's teaching grammar or pedagogical grammar for future teachers. So a little bit how we used it in this course, very briefly. So content, unit 1, session 1, introduction teaching of grammar. And then we start by introducing what is Gen AI, what is the principles and guidelines of the university, and more importantly, it's grammar. So what type of Gen AI tools can we use for grammar? And what are the concerns and potential? And then I demonstrate 2 tools. So as I'm teaching students grammar and how to teach grammar, I'm baking in the integration. But from the beginning, I tell them a little bit principle guidelines, function types, and demonstrate how it works. And then in the next session, we discuss a little bit about how we can use Gen AI to develop teachers' pedagogical grammar awareness. How can we use it? So prompt engineering, how can I write the prompts in ChatGPT to use it? And most students, or even teachers and myself, are not very good at effective prompt writing. We say, we write, help me with this, give me this, what's a lesson plan? But introduce effective prompt writing. And then we use ChatGPT exploring word classes. So from the beginning, we integrated very simple way and we build upon it. So session 2, basic prompt engineering writing. Session 2, session 3, how can I refine, maintain the prompt? How can we create language exercise with ChatGPT? So you can see in a 7-week of the course, every week there is some Gen AI tools included. So we're building on the framework we talked about before. Teachers' pedagogical awareness, pedagogical consideration, and so forth. So it's a quite effective way. And then towards the end, we're asking ChatGPT for a lesson plan, and they ask them to critique the lesson plan. So we're not just accepting the lesson plan, they have to critique it. And then later, once they have critiqued the lesson plan, in the next session, they can then create their own lesson plan. We're doing the opposite. We're not creating lesson plan first. First, critiquing, learning what's right, what's wrong, then using those skills to create. So we're twitching it around. So that's how we can use it in a grammar course. All right, let's see. Give me a second. So, okay, so we talked a lot. Let's do a little bit more. Okay. Do 10 more minutes and then we do the practical stuff, I think. All right. So quickly, microlearning. I'm just going to show you 5 minutes. I love microlearning. It's really my thing. So let me share you for 5 minutes. Don't worry. It won't be painful. So I like microlearning. What is microlearning? It's short, it's sweet, it's with teaching in chunks, digestible content, meaning an activity should be between 2 to 8 minutes, not longer, because today's students, for some reason, their attention span is very short, right? So, no. So I have the book. If you want a copy, email me. I will send it to you. Don't worry. I just put it there. So you just email me. I give it to you. Don't tell Springer. So microlearning basically means there should be relevant. The 2 to 8 minute activity should be relevant to the students. What do they like? What do they want to learn? And bake it in. We should find some tools that the learners can use. What tools can they use on their phone? Is it tools that have to log in, create an account, or is freely accessible? Because it's 2 to 8 minutes, it should be short, sweet, very focused. And it should be very interactive. So they should not be watching a movie. It should be, if they watch a movie, what do they do with the movie? Do they answer some questions, right? Do they do a word cloud? Do they write something 2 to 8 minutes? So the idea about microlearning is short, it's sweet, it's fun, but they do something, not passive. So remember in the beginning, many of you said passive learning, but actually we need to change it to active, short and sweet. So that's the essence of the concept of microlearning. So many of you, we can use microlearning, for example, to create lesson plans. We can use it for worksheet and exercises. We can use it to provide instant feedback. We can use chatbots for microlearning, such as role-playing, simulations, practice real-life conversations like I'm traveling to London or Tokyo or something like that. You can also, sorry, let me get something pop up. Use it to create audio and video. I think on the word cloud, someone said Midjourney, create an image, right? So let's see how we can do some of this. Let me just check the chat very quickly. Oh, okay. So I have to sit. Yeah, okay. I tried to sit. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Okay. Oh, is it moving? Okay, don't know. Well, it's okay. All right, so some sample activities. Now, these are sample activities for microlearning, but I made them very broad, very simple, so you can tweak them. Now, afterwards, all of you can have a copy of my slides. There's nothing secret. I give it to you. Don't worry. I just create that. So this is an example. Keep in mind, it's very broad, very simple, just to illustrate. So here, I use the tool called Talk to AI. It's free and it's very easy to use. The Talk to AI has a travel guide, it has philosophy, whatever question you have. But let's say I want to create an activity for 5 minutes. So first, I can explain to the students the activity. They were chatting with an AI travel assistant to plan a trip. Now, For these activities, I'm not using ChatGPT. You could use ChatGPT as well. I'm just going to introduce different tools. Works the same way. So you ask the students to open the AI travel chat tool. You can provide a scenario. Depending on what you have read, you have studied, what you have done, I'm not sure. So plan a trip to a country of your choice, things to do, favorite questions. But some students might struggle, so you generate 3 questions for them to get started. And the idea here is they're just going to get some initial idea. They don't have to think too long about it. So top tourist attraction in Japan, it will give you quickly. Once they have done that, you know, ask students to share one interesting thing they have learned from it. Or words or phrases. But I think what makes it fun, you share one interesting thing they have learned. It doesn't have to be a word. You can ask them to generate an image, because a picture says 1,000 words. Does it make sense? So they play, they plan, and then instead of sharing, they can generate an image to illustrate what they have learned. And then they can go home and do something else with it later. But it's just one way, very general. Each step can be tweaked, but give you some idea. Another idea is Lingolet. Now, Lingolet is not free. You create an account, but the free stuff is still okay, if that makes sense. So the free stuff, they log in, they can either read something or they can speak with it. So they have options to read or to speak with it. That makes it really, really effective. So they log in, and then you can give them a topic. The growth of balanced bike. When should children stop riding a bike? And then they have to speak to the tool. And the tool will speak back to them. But if speaking is a little bit difficult, they can also write, if that makes sense. So it's a really good tool. So you can do something very quickly. And there are many topics for you to choose from. I'll show it to you a little bit later. I think maybe I'll show it now. Why not as well? Since I'm here, I'll have to log in later. Let me log in later. Okay, so later when I log in with practical. So again, it's similar, right? And then after the chat, they share what they have learned, discussed, or something. But the idea is short, it's sweet. They don't spend time on it. They engage for this 2 to 8 minutes, and then we can move on. And by doing so, they have 8 minutes of targeted speaking, practice, or reading with check. And if we have a 30-minute lesson, for example, primary in Hong Kong is 30, 35 minutes, very short lesson. If I can do 8 minutes speaking in that lesson, to be honest, it's very good. It's what I can achieve for a speaking class. So it's okay. Use my spot. Oh, not me. Okay, lah. Okay. Another one. This one we're going to work with today. I'm going to show it to you how to use it. Misu is awesome. I mentioned that in the beginning. We use it a lot for in-service teachers. You basically create your own chatbot. Could be grammar, speaking, debate, poetry. It doesn't matter. You decide. And then this is an example. For example, a reading topic. I say summer safety tips for kids. Then students talk to the chatbot using their mobile devices. In Hong Kong, many of the schools will have iPads, or not always iPad for one student. They have to share, but they can still interact. And then the chatbot can give them some idiomatic expression, complex sentences, and they can identify words, phrases. You can even ask it for compound sentence, complex sentences, noun phrases, anything. You decide. It's really, you set the instructions and will create. They can just engage with it for a few minutes. Have anything else? So this is, I think this is Gamma. Canva, you probably heard Gamma. If you haven't used Gamma, it's a great way for it to create, generate a website, generate a presentation very quickly. And I think today for students, they like images, they like use it, multimodality. So this one is also micro-learning, but each module is one session of 5 minutes. We do 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes tomorrow, and so forth. So for this one, I just introduced the project objectives. Students can pick something, ideal vacation, environmental conversation. Then I want them to generate it by themselves. I don't want them to use ChatGPT or something. And then they can take notes on Padlet, Lean, or Google. So that's session 1. Session 2, now I want them to do a brief research, gather some information. So I can use internet, or I can give them some magazines to find information. Ask them to note down important facts. Now, for this one, you could also use Misu, the chatbot, if you prepared it for traveling. And the third session, can I remove this one? Okay, it's moving. Move it there. For the third session, I just want them to do an outline. We can use outline for their website to infographic, tell them what they should have. So each part, technically, it's micro, 5 minutes, very short. And then towards the end, they can design their website or infographic. So this is the Gamma. I think you have used Canva. It's very easy. If not, I'll show you Canva. Today's presentation is done with Canva. So also Canva is very easy. Students just go decide, do I want a presentation? Do I want a website? And it would generate for them. So they're creating this website instead. Okay, so hands-on. Let's do some hands-on. Okay. So let me see chat. So I think the first one I want to show you is Mitsu. I'm going to send. Let's see. In the chat. So I usually use meeting group. So in the chat, I send you the link if you want to try it out. I want to play with it for a couple of minutes. You have to create an account, but don't worry, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So once you have gone to the account, create an account, I'm going to wait 1 or 2 minutes so you can play around. Since I logged in already. Once you have logged in later, it looks something like this. And you can see there are some already generated. You can change grade level, change subject, right? Now, because I'm very, I don't want to use something other people have tried. So I want to click on, for example, create my own chatbot. And then I click on create my own chatbot. I want to click on AI generated chatbot. So once you have done so, what here I give you, I wait a couple minutes, everyone can just play along. Moving too fast sometimes, too excited. Sorry. Now, what is really cool with this one is here, later, as you play around, the objectives is yours. You write the objectives. You can put in the objectives of your exam, objectives of a reading text, objective of anything you like, debate, poetry, whatever you're teaching, you can actually put in. Takes a while, sorry. Yes. You do it very quick. Very quick. All right. So, for example, dun, dun, dun. Oh. Sorry. For here, for learning objectives, I can write students will learn about bananas, but you could put in anything. You can say students will learn about argumentative writing. Students will learn about complex sentences, compound sentences. Students will learn about history, right? Anything you put in, whatever you want to do. And then you do grade level. Let's say I do up to university. I do grade 2. I just click on get ideas. Then what Mr. would do, it will create 3 different chatbots. One is banana quiz. Engage students with fun banana facts and quiz them on the knowledge. Interactive questions or instant feedback. I don't want a quiz. You can do banana adventure. Take students on a virtual banana adventure where they explore the journey of banana from farm to table. Encourage creativity and critical thinking. So again, depending on the topic, it gives you different things. And banana chat. Create a chatbot where students can have a conversation about bananas, practice language skills, engage in dialogue, and learn interesting banana facts. So it gave me 3 different chatbots just when I gave it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Imagine you put in a paragraph or something about what you want students to learn. It will give you more. So I do generate. And if I want, I can change the title. I can change the instructions. You are a friendly banana expert. The student is a curious grade 2 learner, engage in conversation about bananas, share facts, answer questions. Learning outcomes, improve language skills, and knowledge about banana. Again, it generates it based on that. And grade level, you can change the picture, you can change the AI name. And there will have more options as well if you want to go down. So based on that, I click start chat. Let's hope it works. Otherwise, it's quite embarrassing after 5 minutes. All right. Wow, look at this. Welcome to Banana Chat. And it should have sound too. Unless yes. So I can read or it can talk to me. And then I say, yes. Why are bananas pink. Let's see. Something completely irrelevant. Let's see. It's thinking. Maybe I broke it. Bananas are not naturally pink. So it given me example about banana, right? But again, this here is bananas. I'm not saying you're teaching about bananas, but the idea is you can put in if they're doing writing practice, they're doing grammar practice, relative clause, compound sentences, analyzing sentences, right? You put in anything you want in the chatbot before it starts, and then students can play along with it. And once it's done, you click publish, and that's it. So that's why it's so interesting and so easy to use. So great. So how about I give you all like a couple minutes, write something here and get some ideas and see what it comes up with, just for fun. Take 2-3 minutes, play along a little bit. Yes. Oh yes, it's let me, I will do like this. This is the link. Yes. I think it's pretty cool. What are you gonna try? Science, yeah. Say biology, physics, chemistry. Trying. You try. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's quite easy, right? Yeah. So imagine you had more time to actually plan the objectives, right? And it's very easy. So this will save you a lot of time. Yes, get started. Brilliant. So it save you a lot of time, very easy to use. You create something exciting. Keep going, multiple questions. Yeah. So it's a good activity for like self-regulated learning and whatnot, right? So depending on the age group we are teaching, it will work, and it's quite easy to use. And Mitsu is also easy to use because as teachers, the competency to use it is very simple. We don't spend hours learning it. It's plug and play, because I think we are quite busy already, right? So this one is good.
哥哥，可以晾衣服了。
That's good. So, yeah, I think Mitsu, yeah, I mean, I think it's good, to be honest. It's one of those make micro 2 to 5 minutes, they can learn something. Did it work? Yeah. Yeah, let's get started. Do you try? Can you try AI generated? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then anything here, you can type instructions, anything you want. You try something else. Oh, okay. Yeah. It also depends a little bit on the Wi-Fi network. But I think generally it's okay. So I think this one is really okay. Sometimes the network is a little bit slow, but it's okay. Yes.
哥哥把那个衣服弄那个平整一点啊，这样甩一下哈，甩一下就弄平整了。
Then you don't have to plug in anything. So, Let's try something else, shall we? It's okay. We move on. All right. Soon, people, we try something else. All right, let's check that one later. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's do one more while we're here. So the next one is Magic School. So this one is also great. Let me do chat. Hold on. So Magic School in itself, it's not I'm using the free version. When you sign up, you get 12 days for the professional version. But I have many emails. I used up all of them. So I used all my 10 emails. So I'm back to the regular version. But this one is very good. So some schools in Hong Kong actually pay for teachers to use it. So Magic School is a suite of AI tools. So you see, all of these are different tools you can use once you log in. So that's why it can be very, very good to use. So we have Magic School and Magic Student for students. So you can use it to generate a worksheet, a lesson plan, rubric. You can even use it if you want to do a unit plan. And I think somewhere below it will have math story, word problems, real world connection, text analysis assignment, sentence starter. So it has all of these different tools. You even have to help you with teacher observations or SAT reading, behavior, data analysis. So it has a suite of tools you can use. So as such, it's quite good. So, for example, can try something. What shall we try? Anything is okay. So I click on multiple choice assignment. You can change the grade level. Second grade, number of questions 5. And then you write what is the topic, text, or description. Anything is okay. So then you have to do, for example, I can do. Oh, what happened? So generated, but it disappeared. Oh, go back. Maybe not this one. Let's see, maybe I crashed it again. So, so it would generate the quiz for me, for example, but I also have other things. It can do a worksheet for me, it can do a lesson plan, YouTube video questions. I have to enter the YouTube video, not sure, sometimes the YouTube doesn't work. Let's see. copy. Yeah, we lazy too. So I entered the video URL. I entered the video URL and it will give me questions based on the YouTube video. So again, it's teacher time saving, right? There are other similar tools as well, but many of us might show videos in the classroom, maybe not 2-3 minutes. I want to have some worksheets. It will give it to me, video, right? So Magic Schooling itself, as teachers, it has all of these different things you could use to give feedback on students' work, right? To a 5E model lesson plan, multiple explanation, even if you want to project-based learning, right? So whatever you want to do, you can use. And this is actually the free version I'm using. Yes. Listening, I don't know. Good one. I have to try. But yeah. So I think it's, yeah. So, I mean, do check it out. It's a really good suite for teachers, for time saving, and for students. And there's nothing wrong with using the free version. I think it's really, really good. So depending on what you're teaching, just check it out. Social media, AI assist assignments, misconceptions, class newsletter. So this one is quite good, and a lot of teachers like it. So when you log in, you get 12 days with professional suite. What I'm showing you now is the free one after the trial period have ended. So all this is free. Does it make sense? 12 days, you get more than this. After 12 days, you only get this. But let's be honest, this is okay. This is enough, right? In a way. So yeah, so I think so I mean, it's really helpful, right? Yes. So when you log on, you don't have to use your credit card or anything. You create the account, they just give you 12 days extra. If you want to extend, then you have to pay. If you don't extend, this is it. So it's good enough. Honestly, it's good enough. It has everything you need, right? Yes. All right. Is this one all right, you think? It's very helpful. Yes. And then if you want, you have Magic School, you can click on Magic Students, specifically for students. So students can perhaps get some writing feedback, language learning tutor, translation, tutoring with AI, research assistant, or something like that, right? So also cool stuff for students. Should we try another tool? It's okay. Let's try another tool. The next tool I let you, this one is really cool. Next one, I'm gonna put it here in the chat. This one I think I want you to try out. The next one is called Twee. So I'm gonna put it, for those of you in the room, I put it here. You can just Google it otherwise too. Twee, T-W-E-E. This one also has some really cool stuff that's super helpful for you as teachers. Not sure, don't think so. It's just because I logged in already. Yeah, just tweets, okay, right? Yeah, I think so. So this one is also really, really good. And I'm going to show you the free version because I'm using the free version. I'm very cheap, I'm sorry. The free version. Because I mean, because most of my students are either in-service teachers in schools or pre-service. They can't buy, like us, we can't buy all the tools, right? We use the free version. I think that's realistic. So once you create an account, log in, it looks something like this. You click on tools. So in top, is it right, left corner, you have tools. You click on tools, and then you can see reading, vocabulary, writing, speaking, grammar, listening, and utility tools. So that means I can create activities based on all of these tools, all this receptive and productive speaking skills. So you can click on the tools or you can scroll down. So just to illustrate, if I'm asking students a question, I can create a text on a certain topic for reading. I can create questions, ABCD questions, true or false. If I want, again, this is reading and speaking, I can do dialogue on any topic, lead in activities on a text, create titles or bits and pieces. So that's reading, but what this one is good, it also has some YouTube. Again, you can plug in the URL and you can get video questions. It can summarize the text. It can give you warm-up questions based on text. Now, this one is pro, so I can't use it. Convert audio, video to text. So I can't do that. But for example, let me try one just for fun. We try a few because I think this one is really helpful. So I need a URL. I just took a random YouTube. If it's copyright protected, it doesn't always work. Let's see. So it works. So I plugged in the URL. It gives me the video. It's 5 minutes something. You can cut the video for the students. You can decide on the questions. So here, I can make the video a little bit shorter. I only want my students 129. I changed questions to ABCD, level, grade, age. Do the magic. It's always, and it gives me again the questions based on the video. It gives me the answers. But now I want to do more. I can also add summary gap fill. I can add audio, 3 summaries, discussion, or summary based on the same video. Maybe not working. And it gives me the gap fill based on that. Right? So again, very helpful. Let's be honest. You know, saves a lot of time. But you don't really have to work with videos all the time. You could also, yes, it's very nice. We can trim a video. It's really good. And so we did that. And then if you go down, you can do practice new words. You can create matching exercises, sentences, vocabulary on a topic. All of these stuff works in any course you're teaching. Doesn't matter if it's English or something else. It can be used for multiple subjects. You can drill grammar. You like grammar? We love grammar. You can make students speak interesting facts on a topic, find quotes. You can do writing topics. So you can just try something. I'm not sure. Let's see what this one is. Oh, I don't have the text. So if I have a text, I plug it in. Can I just copy this one? Oh, I can't copy. Let's see. Oh. Oh, yes, so. Oh. Great gap. Oh, there's the gap. And then if I want, I can go down and I can do more things with the same text, right? So I can keep building upon it. So TWE, I think, is really, really awesome for teachers. And it doesn't matter, right? We can have reading. It doesn't have to be English, it can be politics, whatever topic you want, biology, science, right? It will create the questions for you or the videos. So integrating suite of tools specifically is great. I mean, I personally think it's really, really good. Again, teachers, we might get a bit lazy, but I don't think we're lazy. We're getting smarter, right? We're getting smarter and we can create more professional activities than before. So TWE is really, really cool. So do check it out. I haven't used all of them. Let me see another one. Word translation. So what I'm using now is all free. So let me see. When it says pro, you have to pay. Free, free, free. Right? So it doesn't say pro. So again, it's really good. You know, I think we always want students to be more critical and think about stuff. We can't come up with the questions, right? How to do it. These tools will help us to create very good worksheets to make students think a little bit. And again, it all comes down to what you plug in, what text, what video, what questions, right? So you have to decide. So yes, these tools will do the magic, but the more you give it, the better it will be. But even if you have no ideas, this is still good. You can plug. This one is good. Oh, okay. Do you want a break? Oh, so people want a break. Let's take a break. How long do we need a break for? 10? It's okay? Oh, wait, 10-minute break. Okay, 10-minute break. Thank you. Yeah. we will soon start for you on Zoom. I'm having an issue with the mouse. Oh, but then when I move the mouse down, I don't see it. I only see it here, but when I move it down on the screen. Okay. Sorry, we just trying. So I'm moving the mouse here. Let me hold on, but I can't see it when I move it on the screen. Hold on. Okay. This one. Oh, but I can't move it. You try? Oh, here. Yeah. And then back to this one. Because I need to, yeah. Oh, maybe if you stop sharing and then you go back to the Chrome and go. Yeah, it's hiding from us. All right, magic, guys, we're back. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, good. Let me see if I can get it to work again. All right. Oh. Okay, so everyone is back, right? So we did a few tools. I share a few more with you, if that's all right. I think Twee is really good. Let's see, what shall we share next? That can be good. Let's do something simple. So when we started a session, some of you wrote perplexity. Have all of you used perplexity? Perplexity AI. Let me show it here with the perplexity. I'm not sure because when we started the session on the word cloud, some of you wrote perplexity. But if you haven't used that, let me just briefly show it to you. And it's something you can play around with later. This one is very user-friendly. I haven't signed in because I can't remember my password. So where it looks like this, and I think it's simple for teachers and students. So let's say you have to plan a lesson on something, or students have to research something. Then perplexity is a good starting point. So ask anything. So I'm gonna ask, I ask what is relative clause, and it will give me immediately the answer, definition of relative clause, non-defining relative clause. So as teachers, this is great. You can ask follow-up questions But what makes this one so good that is not only gives me the answer, but guys, it will give me images, PDF from the web at the same time. And it would also give you videos from YouTube or Khan Academy about relative clause. So as a teacher teaching something, this is very good, even for students. So you just enter whatever topic it is, it will give you the sources, explanation, videos, and images. So there is half your lesson, or for the students to start brainstorming. So Perplexity is a great tool to use for initial ideas, especially if we're not sure about something also. So do check out Perplexity. And again, I'm using the free version. The pro version, you will get some image upload, smarter AI, more pro search. So can do another one. Oh, someone talking. I think everyone is muted. You cannot hear me? Hello? Can you hear me on Zoom? Anyone on Zoom? Oh, yes, they can hear you now. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, brilliant. Thank you. Good. So Perplexity is another tool for teachers that might be good, but also for students. So Perplexity AI, so let's say I ask, what is ice cream? It will give me some images of ice cream, also give me answers. What is considered ice cream in the US? It should contain 10% milk fat, and it can give me videos and so forth. So any topic is all right. It's a good starting point for teachers, Perplexity. You could ask a question about history, a question about biology, a question about anything you want, politics, economics, it doesn't matter. It will give it to you, right? And I think this one is really helpful. And again, it's a free version, right? So it works really good. So some of you had used it already from the word cloud. Let's do one more. And I let this one, I let you try by yourself, I think. The next one is called diffit.me. And I'm gonna just put it for those in the classroom. This one, I think you can try. So the key is diffit. So let me go to it. Oh, I have a free trial. Okay. Usually I don't have free trial. Now today I have a free trial for some reason. Okay. So this one is good. You log in, create an account, click on start now. Once you have got there, let me see in the classroom how we're doing. So we did it. You did it. Yeah, brilliant. So this one is also awesome or amazing. So again, you can search for a topic, theme, or question. You can align to certain standards. You can pick non-fiction or fiction. You can choose appropriate reading level. So I put, what shall we search for? What is ice cream? Third grade. So this now would generate some resources. So obviously I get a lovely ice cream. I put 1, 2, 3, 4 words. What is ice cream? It will give me a short reading passage. It will give me summary. It will give me key vocabulary and multiple choice questions, short answer, open-ended. So just by entering what is ice cream and selecting the grade level, it will give me a text, multiple choice, true and false, and so forth. Again, we're becoming smarter as teachers. Now, I say, this is good, but not good enough. I want more. So if I want more, I can click on see all export option. And it can give me, for example, Jeopardy, printable documents, reading summary, Google form, bubble map, vocabulary choice board, all about the 4 words I put in. What is ice cream? So it gives you all of this based on reading strategies. And again, remember, you can change the focus to vocabulary, reading, writing, text analysis, collaboration, and critical thinking. So you change it based on your purpose. And you can see text analysis, claims and evidence slide, discussion workbook, and so forth. So depending on what we want to do, you might want to do group discussion slides, right? And it will help you with that as well. It's one way, depending on the topic you pick in, you can really tailor make what you think out. So just take a couple minutes, try to put in any topic you like and see what you get. Imagine that the subject you're teaching, put in any topic you like, change the grade level, and ask it to generate something for you. put into a native speaker. So maybe put it two couple levels lower. So maybe I think, yeah, and then just generate. And let's wait for it. This one takes around a minute. Yeah. Okay, and then you get an image. Oh, you can just close it. You don't have to sign. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to. It's okay. Yeah. This one okay? Yeah. So if you sign in later, you can put a quick one. Yeah. So this one is also good, to be honest. You know, and then yeah, you have everything now, and you click there, and you can scroll down. You have options vocabulary reading. We can look at everything, and then scroll down. And these are all the different handouts they will give for you based on what you put in. Yeah. It's a good one too, I think. So I think, yeah, and I gave what is ice cream, that's it. And it gave me the reading passage, summary, key vocabulary, multiple choice, short answer, open-ended, just by a simple prompt. But I mean, you can put in whatever you're teaching, right? Job interviews, debate, philosophy, doesn't matter, right? And then you can click on see all expert option, and you can download the worksheets. Some of them will even be linked to Google, right? So really helpful. Oh yes, we can get Lingualette. It's good for speaking listening. Yes. working. Yeah. So okay, we have time. Oh, okay. Sorry. Just checking my list of my password. All right. So shall we? Okay. You want to try Lingolet? Yes, I want to try Lingolet too. The main problem is I need to log in with my Google password, which for some reason I can't remember, and it won't let me reset it. But I will try to reset it on my laptop here. So I put it here. Some of you want to try Lingolet. So I put the link here. So if you can try while I try to reset my password by yourself, put it here for you, Jules in the class, and then I will try to reset my password for Google. So give me a second, guys, on Zoom. I'm just going to try to reset my password. Let's see. Did anyone of you manage log in to Lingulet? Yes, is it working? I for some reason, as you can see on the screen, I solved my password problem, but it won't log me in. So do try. I'm really sorry. Maybe, but Lingulet is good for speaking practice and reading practice if you can access it. Maybe I try to refresh. I try to refresh. This one. So this one is Lingulet. It's good for speaking. Internal server. Okay. Allow. Sorry, my account doesn't work, but can't show you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this one is so this one is not updated, right? So based on the training data, right? Yeah, but it can do reading and it can do talking. So yeah. So again, it comes down to the training data, right? And this one, obviously, it's a little bit old, but it can be something. So students can read, they can talk to it if they want. So they can practice their speaking. So some people really like Lingulet, to be honest, depending on how you feel. Okay. See? Okay, so maybe we move on a little bit. I just give you maybe a little bit one more tool, and then I talk about how to use for make sure they don't plagiarize. But I will give you the slides, and in the slides there are two with some of the tools we have shown today, and some other tools. Other tools can be good for speaking too, like debate AI, interviews by something like that. So some of them have speaking per se, but it's difficult for me to do here. But I give you it, you can try yourself. So I'll just do one more. The last one you probably have used already, but have you used Gamma before? No. So Gamma, I'm gonna copy and put here for those of you in the classroom. Right. Is just type in Gamma. So Gamma is very easy to use, and students like it too, to be honest. It's super easy. Some limitations, but it's okay. So again, I'm just going to show you the free version. It's okay. So the free version is, it's really, I mean, depending on what you're doing with your students, but I'm going to say create new with AI. And then you can see, oh yes, I have done a lot of ice cream. I like to show ice cream when I teach. It makes me happy. So you can paste in text, you can generate or import file. I'm just going to click on generate. Now, I'm going to generate something. I can generate a presentation. I can generate a website or a document. Let's do a website. Ice cream flavor. I generate outline. So for this one, so ice cream flavors, outlines, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. You can change it. You can switch the order. I'm just not going to change it now. You can change, you want the text to be brief, medium, detailed. I just want to use AI images. And I click continue. It's always exciting if it works or not. And then you can change, maybe I want it to be like this. Change the color, the theme, and generate. Maybe. Dun, dun, dun. Where's my ice cream? Yes. So here's my website. I just want the ice cream. I like ice cream. It makes me happy. So imagine your students have done a project. Then they will enter that project information, right? So the students have done a project, they enter the information, and it will generate the website based on the project, what they've entered. Now, go here. So this is kind of the website, but you can still change it. Ice cream, delete. So you can still edit it based on this. Chocolate, dark chocolate. I can click like this. I can change it. Whatever. So, and edit with AI, improve writing, fix spelling, translate, make longer, make shorter. So it's one way of making it multimodality. So instead of having students always present a document, an essay, we can have them do a website, infographic, something different, right? They still have to write. They still have to have correct spelling, writing, and whatnot. And they could even add voice to it, where they actually have to read what's on the website, the slides, right? It's just a different way of doing it. So in terms of multimodality, Gamma is good. It's easy to use. And it all depends later what they plug in. Obviously, it doesn't have to be ice cream. It can be anything. So they can do new from blank. I can, if I wanted to, I can do a presentation too. Colors of the world. And again, it's creating the presentation slide. So this time I asked for a presentation and not a website. And again, we can edit it later, add videos, add sound, add animations as you like. But again, for teachers and students himself, you'll make it multimodal, right? Multimodality. It's really good. So Gamma is really good. And especially say like all teachers should have a website. You can make a website in 2 seconds and we'll make happy. Yeah. So Gamma is really good. And colors, traditions, it looks quite professional. It looks like the students spent hours preparing their presentation, making it look great. But in fact, they spent 2 minutes and then they can just change stuff, right? Can just edit the text if they want, whatever they want to do. Add underline, add code, add links, add videos. So again, it's a lovely thing to make multimodality for the students. Okay. Gamma. Have you used Gamma before, actually? No. So again, it's good, right? So it operates on tokens or credits. You get so many tokens, credits per month to generate something, right? But this is okay. I just did a website. I just did a presentation and it looks fantastic. I couldn't do it without it, basically. So I think it's good. And this also means if we're asking the students to use something like this, it comes down to preparing them for an AI world, right? Preparing them to use the AI tools, like we talked about at the beginning. It's not just us, they have to use it, right? And they like to play around with something like this. And most likely, they like images, they like the words, and so forth. So I think this is a good tool to introduce to students. Okay. All right, so let's find something else on my slides. I did a lot of hands-on. So on this slides that you get later, the slides I give you later, I put the tool and I put how you can use it, what it's useful for, and different tasks you can use it with. So you can just review it later if there's a tool you would like to use. Example ideas. Some will even have an example lesson plan of the different tools, right? So you can free to use or not. Okay. All right, so maybe I just do this model now, and then I have to, let's see, where's my Zoom? Stop and share. All right. So the 6P model, I'm just briefly going to talk about, is a model how we can incorporate Gen AI in text-based lessons, specifically to ensure that students are working with it in a critical and engaging manner. So the 6P, text-based Gen AI, old school text-based, I know. So plan, prompt, preview, produce, peer review, portfolio tracking. So this is a model that we are using, and I will briefly talk about each P. But in this model, you're not supposed to use every P, if that makes sense. You pick maybe 1 P, 2 Ps, 3 Ps, depending on your course. If you can use all 6 Ps, wonderful. But the idea is we pick the Ps that works for us. And portfolio tracking is the last part. Many teachers don't like portfolio-based because it takes you forever to check everything for the students, right? But let me briefly talk about, because it's a very good way to engage with ChatGPT or Perplexity or something in a critical manner. So obviously, the first is plan. So we can use AI tools to generate outlines or brainstorm ideas based on keywords or topics. Now, this means I'm using GenAI for P. You don't have to. It's just an example how you could use it for the planning part, right? So I can employ AI to identify key themes and concepts from gathered resources, such as ChatGPT. Or if you don't want to use GenAI for this plan, that means here that you do a traditional brainstorming with paper and pen and Google. But this is to show how we can use GenAI from the start. The idea of the 6P model is if they use GenAI tools such as ChatGPT now, then the idea is whatever they're using, they will take screenshots. And they'll take the screenshot and put in the portfolio to show how they have used it. So we allow the students to use it, but they have to document precisely exactly how they use it, if that makes sense. So some colleagues might say, I will not allow them to use GenAI for planning. If I allow it, I can use ChatGPT, Perplexity, or something else, but they need to take a screenshot of what they entered and the output and put it in their portfolio for me to check. So this is one way how I can check if it's their work or something else. So plan is the simple, basic one. The second P is prompt. So here it means I wanted to create, I want to develop specific targeted prompts with assignment goals. So this one is very difficult, at least for my students. You might have better students, to be honest. Sorry, recording. Anyway, my students are great, yes. Now, but questions that encourage critical thinking, exploration of the topic. Here, we have to teach them how to engage with ChatGPT, what questions to write. So if I write, please give me a lesson plan for grade 2 students. ChatGPT will give me the lesson plan, but it won't be good. So we have to teach them like what question to ask, like please generate a lesson plan for grade 2 students, focusing on relative clauses. The students are in local Hong Kong school. They're between ages of 9 to 10. They're having difficulties with A, B, C, D. So this prompt writing is really difficult for students to go beyond, think outside the box. So we can then, AI integration here means I'm using some prompt based on the research from the planning stage to get some examples and expanding ideas. So that means students are not jumping from A, B, C. Slowly, they're working through the prompts. And they're learning how to ask questions, how to ask follow-up. And if they get examples from ChatGPT, then obviously they have to research to check the examples, right? So they're not just taking the first step. And again, if I allow AI integration for this step, then they have to take a screenshot to document what they're asking, to show me what they're asking. I could also make this a bit better. I could ask them use Padlet or a Google Documents to input their prompts and have them explain which prompt was good, which one was not good, which one gave good answers, gave bad answers, and have a discussion about it. So often they enter something very simplistic. They not go beyond, they're not questioning, why is this true? Why is this false? What can we do? to providing more specific prompts and having them ask for it. Then in the preview stage, I think this is very, very simple. In the preview stage, obviously, they write initial draft. Now, I think some of us might allow students to check their spelling, grammar, cohesion, coherence. I don't know what we allow, right? So traditionally, initial draft, I can do peer feedback. That's fine. Now, AI, you could use Grammarly, ChatGPT, maybe even Quillbot to check naturalness or something like that, to check for spell check, style suggestion, and readability analysis. We could ask AI to give me different phrasing and sentence structures, right? Now, oh, magic. Now, this one is quite interesting because personally, I don't mind my students using it to check spelling and grammar. But what they have to do, they have to give me the initial draft, and they have to give me the draft after with ChatGPT for comparative. That's really important, so they can check. This one, some teachers say spelling is okay, grammar is okay, but if changing too much sentence structure, then it's too much. We can't see which one is which, right? So again, you have to give specific prompt for students. Use it to check spelling. Use it to check something very specific. Now, many of us have the Grammarly built in already and will do so for us, right? So technically, there's a discussion. Is Grammarly as bad as ChatGPT? Are students cheating already when they use Grammarly? That's quite interesting because before ChatGPT, no one talked so much about using Grammarly. That's okay, right? But technically, it's also AI to change it. So the question is then, how much do we allow them to use? So the focus often is too much on ChatGPT, but other tools, Grammarly, Quillbot will also do it, right? So again, have to have them think about it and justify what they have used and tell us how they used it and document it. And then finally, we have the produce stage based on the peer review, AI feedback, then they revise and refine the draft. So maybe we allow them to use AI to enhance transitions, signal words, cohesive devices, academic tone. This one is kind of funny because sometimes I tell my students, I don't mind using AI in all P's, just document it. You use ChatGPT to find references, sources, but check them. Trust me, they never check them. And when I check, all their sources doesn't exist. So it's one way we take for granted what comes out of ChatGPT is real, but actually it's inaccurate. You can ask ChatGPT to write you a paragraph using academic references, but those references are not always real. They look real. They have an APA reference style, but actually they do not exist. And students, we found, often use ChatGPT to generate references and citations, but they don't check that they're real. So there's one way of thinking about it. Another tool is checking how much AI did the students use. 100%, 50%, 20%. And I think the university, the faculty, department might have a percentage. I don't know. Usually I tell my students 20, 30%, maybe it's okay. Right? But there's another thing is to ask the students to check how much AI is it before they submit and justify it. One tool is GPT0.me. This is a good tool that even some academic journals are using today to check. So GPT-0 has a paid version and a free version. The free version will still check, I don't know how many hundreds of words per month for free. It's really enough for a student, enough for us. So we can look at this after the next slide, but this one is a good one to talk to the students to check and see what is generated and why not. And keep in mind, these AI generators or plagiarism checkers are not always correct. They are biased against second language writers. But it doesn't hurt the students. Check their writing. They might be surprised. So this here produce stage is quite important if I use ChatGPT. Students need to make sure citations, references are correct. They need to check how much is actually AI generated. So this is a really important stage. And finally, not finally, last one is this, if we want, we can have peer review. One more peer review stage if you want to compare the different versions and so forth. And then finally, we say portfolio drafting. So the 6P model in itself is to self-regulate learning. Students can use it depending on how you like it. Each P, 2 Ps, 3 Ps, all Ps. You decide. But whatever they are using it for, they should submit drafts and screenshots as an e-portfolio to show how they have used it. And then at the end, there should be some kind of reflection. So for example, I just ask my students to reflect, did you find using ChatGPT to be helpful, useful for your writing? What did you use it for? So they just write a reflective essay or a paragraph. What did they learn? What did not learn? What did they like? And this part is quite interesting because in every class, few students will actually say they didn't like it in the end. They found it not be helpful. They found it to confuse them. They found it to change their tone, their voice, so it's not their own work. Others will say it's brilliant. You know, it's wonderful. But reflect, think about, and then build upon the prompt engineering skills and how you use it. So that is the essence of this model. Back up. This one. So the essence of the model is text-based Gen AI, how we use it for self-regulated learning. Now, I presented quite easy, right? But look at your assignment, look at how you do it. How can we use it in each P or 1 or 2 Ps? Because I think moving forward, it's unrealistic to ask students not to use it. We might say, you can't use it. But most likely, they will go outside or sneak and try to use it. So maybe we can have a dialogue with the students, say, you can use it for 1 or 2 Ps, but you have to tell me how you used it. You have to show evidence of how you used it, and you have to reflect. Was it good? Was it bad? What did you learn? So I think if we bake in some kind of way for them to use it, they don't have to sneak around, if that makes sense. We're making it quite transparent. You can use it for some stages because they will use it. At least my students will use it. And I asked them, they look up and say, no, I didn't use it. Yeah. So let me briefly just maybe I show you the GPT-0 quickly. GPT-0. And then I have, oh, sorry, I have to change the share. All right, so GTP-0 looks like this. Basically, you can create an account if you want. You paste the text here, and it will tell you if it's human or AI. Can I find a quick text? What is a good text? Can I steal this one? Maybe it's too short. I have to have more. It's not long enough. What could be a long text? Oh, yeah. I think text. Sign in, but let's see if it gives it to me anything. So it says that the text I got from Perplexity or Diffit, ice cream, I took it, I copy it, and it says 84% AI. But actually it should be 100%, right? So it shows you it's not accurate, but at least it tells me probably there is something wrong. Now, if it would generate 100%, I'll be a bit suspicious of the students, right? But even this 84% is quite high, to be honest. And then I haven't logged in, but if I log in, and even with the free trial, it will give me a deep scan. So if you create an account and use the free version, because I can't remember my Google password, if you log in, then it will highlight the specific sentences it think is AI and the specific sentences it think is human, right? So this, I think, is an okay way for us to ask students as part of it to check their writing and also reflect on it. You know, why do you think it's AI generated if it's not AI generated or something? Do you defend it or something like that? So I think it's a really good tool as well. All right, so there's a question in the chat. Yes. Yeah, so ChatGPT is quite biased because it's based on the training data it's been trained on. So it's biased against certain ethnic groups and whatnot. It's a fact. That's another thing we have to teach the students. So what comes out of ChatGPT might be stereotypical, might be biased, and actually might not be correct. So thinking critically and ethically about it is really, really important. Let's see, where are we? I do like this. Okay, so little bit, because running out of time. So maybe I should, this one I want to share, like this one. So this one, if you want to keep up with different AI tools, there are different directories you can go to, because it might be difficult to keep up to date. So different directories I put on the slide, you can check out. They will list different AI tools for you to go to. So if you want to explore, you want to browse, see what's available, you can go to any of these directories and they'll give you tools within different domains. So they're a really good one to go to. So this is not very clear, but this one will have easy with AI tool, will have image generator, video, audio, it will have coding, it will have a chatbot. This one will have different things, right? So you don't always have to Google what's a good tool. These directories are good. So let's go to one. Which one is good? Is this one good? Can I? One, yes. All right, so this one has also AI directory. So it gives you certain tools you can search and so forth. Lyrics generator, deep nostalgia. So each of these here will have a directory. Each will have a directory of many different tools. So again, check them out later. They're really, really helpful because we can't keep up otherwise. But these directories will do it for us. So I don't have to do a Google search, if that makes sense. Where's my, give me a second. Okay, and I'll go before I forget. So in the chat, I just now put my slides. And those of you in the class, if you want my slides, you send me an email or is that okay in that way? Or maybe you're online as well at the same time. So I'm putting them here. Let's see if it's loading. See, give me a second. Yeah, so the slides are in the lovely chat right now. And I think they're around 62 slides. I didn't cover everything today. Obviously, I covered some. I covered a 5-week course in 3 hours on AI tools. It's okay. Now, we still have 50 minutes. Any questions? It's too much today? Too little? Yes. Yeah. So this is the directory. So access to these tools, you will go to this URL. So if you get a copy of my slides, you just open this slide and you can just copy each URL. It's a different run, right? It's actually quite helpful, you know. They have hundreds of AI tools. Different directories might work better for you. If you want speaking tools, listening tools, you plug it in, it will give you ideas, right? So I think it's actually very helpful. Don't know. Try another one. Copy. Let's see if it's loading. You never know. So here's another directory I just plugged in. So text to video, chat, generated AI art, video editing, and so forth. So lots of different directories for you to check out. But so really all good. But I also put, to make sure you don't get lost on my slides, more specific tools that are easy for you to use to check out. Because otherwise you might get lost in the jungle. Not a jungle. So if you want a copy of the slides, you didn't get from the chat, or you want a copy of the book, then you email me. I will email it to you, all right? If you don't want it, it's really okay too, to be honest. Yeah. So if you email me or I email it to you, is that okay? Yes. So since you're here, just send me an email if you want a copy of the slides, a copy of the book, and I will email it to you, okay? Yeah, it's okay too. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's okay. Good. Yeah. All right. So I put the email, not this one is wrong. Okay. All right, good. Any other questions? So, I mean, I know it was a lot, maybe, or not enough, but should give you some food for thought, something to play around with, right? And I always say, we go 10 tools, but it might only be one tool that works for you. But one tool is still better than nothing, I think, as we move forward. Really, I think it's okay. There's a variety of people. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can send it one more time. Oh, what happened to it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so, oh, Elsa speak is good. You can do Elsa speak if you want to do speaking. Someone asked, yes. Elsa speak is good. So, well, I haven't done that much listening and speaking per se, so can't give you that. But it's also vocar, I think, its pronunciation is good. There is speak Annie, good for speaking as well. So those are good for speaking. Listening, if you want listening in video, you can do something traditional as Edpuzzle, if you use Edpuzzle. So Edpuzzle, it's quite good too for speaking and listening and things like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So perplexity, I think, is a good starting point. You basically enter anything you want to know, any topic. For example, it doesn't have to be this. It could be a historical question. It can be an economic question, anything you like. And what perplexity is good in a way is it gives us a good starting point. Oh, I have logged out. Okay. Oh. Something went wrong on the screen. It said something went wrong. Yeah. So anyway, so it's a good starting point. It gives you the text, it gives you images and videos and questions. I can't email someone. The coordinator will send an email. Okay, sorry. All right, so that's okay. So yeah, that's it. Any other questions about anything? If not, enjoy playing around with the tools. I think that's the most important, right? We play around and think about how students can use it too, right? How we can integrate it, because they're using it. I don't think preventing will work, prohibit them from using it. All right, so okay.